Watching West Wednesday 598, Justice for Tyrone West and Justice for all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you so much. Guys, I would love for you to stay tuned. We have no special guest tonight, but as I said, when I was advertising on West Wednesday on my page, that we will be pushing for the 600 West Wednesday. So please stay tuned, watch the video, and we'll be right back. Mic check.
Mic
Mic
check.
check.
Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one: concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up.
it is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here, Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly, picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, I said, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get that.
To profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Yeah, you can record for what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardes Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 and 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
All right, we're back. Mic check.
West Wednesday, and that's why I have elected to be online to get the news.
Twanda, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Oh, I'm sorry, Tawanda.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Tawanda okay?
No, we can't hear her.
At all?
No. We heard a little bit, but nothing. We've heard like little blurps, but that's about it.
I'm sorry, Tawanda. Give me 1 second. Would you mind trying to speak again so I can find the microphone by my computer? Mic check. Is that any better or not?
It sounds muffled.
It sounds muffled. Okay. Well,
I'm wondering.
That's better.
They probably put me through instead of Rachel doing it, maybe because she's working tech, it might not be, me seeing what she's doing to someone actually put me on their device.
is this any better or not really?
That was better.
But still,
Yeah, we could definitely make her out, but not great.
So I will be back. Stay tuned.
Okay, I've got Tawanda here with me. Go ahead, Tawanda.
All right, let's do a mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Can you all hear her?
Yes, it's clear now.
Mic check. I heard that.
Oh, good. All right, Tawanda, got you on now.
Okay, thank you so much. And sorry guys for the technical issues. And as always, when it's West Wednesday time, my device always acts crazy. So I apologize in advance. And I'm just so thankful for the West Coalition for always coming up with a plan to make sure that no matter what obstacles we have to go through and face, that we always get through them and we make it happen. So big shout out to the West Coalition for that. So as I was stating when you guys couldn't hear me the first time, I was saying that I'm very excited that we're coming up on the 600th West Wednesday, where we said at 600 weeks, our loved ones will speak, and meaning that their talent will speak for them. And I was really excited today. I got to speak with a lot of my impacted families. You know, this is a club that we never, ever signed up for. Let's be crystal clear. No one says, I want one of my loved ones to be brutalized or murdered so I could be a part of something that no one wants to be a part of, like literally a nightmare. But however, you know, it's called turning trauma into triumph. And with that being said, we have no choice sometimes when we're tossed a bunch of, you know, sour lemons, we make lemonade out of it. We do the best that we can to uplift our loved one's name and to keep their legacy alive. And again, you know, I was at work, and when I went on my break, that 1 hour lunch break was like went past in like 10 minutes because I literally was talking to so many of, you know, the impacted families, even though it's sad, but just literally to kind of talk to them, and they're planning, you know, as many of them, you know, are planning to come out and have their stories be heard and things like that. And then they also shared our beautiful flyer that Kalia made. They shared that as well on their Facebook pages and things like that. So just real excited that we could actually go a whole entire 600 weeks of peacefully protesting, peacefully just doing things. And even though it seems like sometimes we get, you know, breakthroughs where we're feeling like, oh my goodness, you know, we're, you know, going to come up on accountability, and then as sure enough as you feel like that, then here comes something to stall you and hold you back. It's sad, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, when you're determined, when you are determined to do something, no matter what happens, you keep that determination at the forefront. You keep the love, you keep the integrity, and you keep the respect at the forefront. And with all of those tools, there's nothing impossible that you can't do. And I'll repeat that. There's nothing impossible that you can't do. The sky is the limit. You know, it may seem like it's really hard. We all are going through some challenging times right now. But my vision, and I had a real good vision, and it kind of brought chills up my spine today when I was like talking to the impacted families and then talking to some of my warrior brothers that, you know, rap and make music, and just talking to them, you know, it brought chills up my spine, and I could actually feel the momentum. I don't know exactly with these things, you never know how something's going to turn out until it actually happens. You can visualize one thing and walk into a oh my goodness moment, like wow, I can't believe everybody's here. And then you can also have that moment where you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that nobody's here. But whatever the case may be, the reason why I've been out here, not just me, it has not been a me thing. The reason why we have been out here, the West Coalition, my family started this, the West family. But the reason why we've been out here for so many years, not just to only fight for my big brother Tyrone West, but this is not just a Tyrone West thing. This is a family thing that we fight for all the victims of police terrorism. We fight for all the victims of police terrorism, you know, and it's just sad that we have to fight. But again, what I visualize and want to see happen on the 600 West Wednesday, I don't want to focus on how our loved ones was executed, because that's sad, it's traumatizing. Like, I want us to pull together for those few hours that we're going to be in that space, right? And just let our loved one talent speak. So, like, and I was talking to Corinne Gaines' mom, Miss Rhonda, and she was telling me how Corinne Gaines was into makeup, beauty, doing hair. And you could tell, because this is a beautiful queen. Corinne Gaines was gorgeous, is gorgeous. I'll just continue on saying it. Is gorgeous, and the way, you know, her hair was always flawless, makeup always flawless. I thought she had her own personal hairstylist as well as person that made her makeup artist, but she did that all herself. And so that's what this moment is going to be about. It's not going to be about, oh my goodness, my brother Tyrone West was slaughtered. Like, we relive this nightmare every day. Like, we have to wake up with this pain that never goes away. But what I'm going to do is talk about my brother's talent. Like, literally, he was an upcoming, inspiring artist. Me and my family visualized for my brother as to him having his art studio or his art gallery to exhibit all of his beautiful artwork. And I just remember him when we were little kids and he was drawing, he started off by, drawing cartoon characters and whatnot. And he went from the cartoon characters, well, he loved drawing superheroes such as Spider-Man, Superman, things of that nature. And then I saw him literally like turn and from that to just drawing people and just drawing any and everything. So just to have that and see that, and then him having an art club when we were little, and I was always kicked out the art club. So just having those memories that no one could take away from me. Like, his art speaks for itself. So just bringing, our loved ones into their space, like, and I'm thinking about, our sister Nicole, pretty much, Anthony Anderson, that was her father-in-law, and not only did she lose him, she lost her beautiful daughter as well, but just thinking about how she's able to, have so many blessed talents herself, being a victim, because like when your loved one is murdered, it makes you become a victim. So for her literally to have so many blessed talents and skills, not only does she have a beautiful voice that she can sing, she can act, like she does, comedy, things of that nature. So that's the type of stuff we want to bring in the space, positive vibes only, as my sister Auntie B would always say when we would get together at Love Not Blood campaign, where all the families united for justice would get together, and Auntie B and Uncle Bobby would always say, bring only positive vibes. And that's what we're doing. We're just bringing positive vibes only, and this is a whole new year, and I'm just ready for new beautiful things. I know we got a lot of challenging things that, is set in front of us, but when have we ever had it easy? Let's think about that. When have we ever had this golden spoon pushed in our mouth and everything just woke up and everything was just perfect and we didn't have any worries? I don't remember a time like that. I remember, a lot of beautiful days and time when all my family was here, but I still remember the struggle always being the struggle. But with that being said, we always have challenges in life that we have to overcome, but at the same time, let's not let our challenges hinder us. And that's how the enemy works. It loves to pretty much make us go to a dark spot, because sometimes when you get to that dark spot, unfortunately, a lot of people are not coming out that dark spot. Like, I have a friend, Emmanuel, who has a lot of followers here on Facebook, and literally the other day, one of his neighbors literally literally committed suicide. And for Emmanuel to go on live and, with tears in his eyes and was sharing that, it was heartbreaking. But the thing that Emmanuel did was, so profound to me, that went, took the time, blessed the space, came back on, sent nothing but positive vibes and things like that. So again, these are critical, crucial times, but there's nothing that we can't do. Like, I'll say that again. It's hard for like one person to try to fight this. One person to fight this ugly, nasty fight a long time ago, I think we would have already won. But this is a struggle and a fight that takes everybody, and that's why the system will try to divide us up. And that's the good thing that I love about West Wednesday. We all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different beliefs. Sometimes some of us don't even like each other sometimes, but we pull together for that one cause, one fight, one purpose thing. And that's what we need to be reminded. It's never, ever about us. It's always, always about the victims, our loved ones, and just trying to heal. You know, it's enough for hurt in the world. We can spread hurt and, you know, hate all day long. That's easy. The hard part is spreading love. You know, the hard part is spreading love. And I'll say that again. You know, it's easy to catch an attitude and throw your finger up in the air and say, screw everybody. But it's hard to try to love on somebody and understand, because through love, there's understanding, there's healing, there's growth. And that's the part that's hard. That's dedication. You know, that's real, you know. So with that being said, I'm excited. Like, we have literally 2 weeks left, and we will be in the space of healing, in a space where we can bring our loved ones talent, skills in that space, and not the way that they were brutalized or anything like that. And even if nobody shows up, me just going to that sacred space and bringing my brother's artwork, that just soothes my heart right there. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody, even though I know we had like a goal, we wanted to sell way more t-shirts so that way we could get more things to bring in the space, but because of the holidays, because of when we started, but we still did really good. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that bought a t-shirt. Thank you so much. And from my understanding, we have a few limited sizes left. So if you're interested, you might want to hit me up or whatever, and I can share it with my beautiful sister that is handling that. But from my understanding, as of yesterday, we had a few sizes left, and if she's out there listening, she could probably share it in the comments if she's not already, because I know her, she probably already hit in the comment section now saying how many or what shirt sizes is left. It's only a few, guys. So again, thank you guys for you know, buying the shirt and things like that. And I can't wait. My sister Angela is coming up, you know, from out of town. She's making that 4-hour drive. I cannot wait to see her, hug her neck, show her some love. And that is the sister of Timothy Flemings. And I'm hoping that she could bring whatever talent and skills that he had into the space. I'm hoping everybody can bring nothing but talents and skills into that space. So right now I'll do a quick mic check. I'll see if anybody here in the green room wants to add to the conversation before we go and see if we have any questions or comments. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So do anybody want to add anything before I check in with Khalil to see if we have any questions or comments? Okay, awesome. So Khalil, do we have any questions or comments?
Yeah, we have a good few. Starting off from the top, we have a lot of mic checks. Mic check from me. Hillary commented mic check. Descartes commented mic check. Magnism commented mic check. Angela and Judah commented mic check. I also commented, I'm looking forward to seeing Tyrone's art on the 22nd. Judah said, me too, Kalia. And I said in response to you, Tawanda, that's right, Tawanda. We need to unite against this capitalist system. They're scared of workers' unity. Mic check.
Mic check. And I agree with you 100%. It's definitely scared of our unity. Workers' unity is like their biggest nightmare. So I'm like I said, I'm really excited. And then also we'll be selling little magnets of my brother's artwork that you could put like on your refrigerator, things like that. So I'm just looking really forward to seeing everybody and just spreading the love and just, you know, seeing what's going down and what's going to happen on that day. Like, I wish I could push a button and we'd be right there. But however, we have to wait and see what happens. And Yeah, so I'm hoping that everybody's keeping warm. We just had that little storm of snow, and we're supposed to get some more snow on Friday. I'm hoping that's just like maybe a dust and no more than an inch, because I don't want to see any more snow. Like, so yeah, and just glad that everybody, stayed, in place, and everybody made it safely and things of that nature. So yeah. And that's what it's all about, like just us sticking together and just helping each other. That's all it's ever been about, is love, peace, and unity. That's all. And Mike texted you. I can't wait to see everybody. Like, I'm so excited. So yeah, and again, I want you guys to share the flyer, and I'll be sharing more different versions of the flyers that we have, because they all are beautiful. And just spread the word. Like, we need everybody out there in the space, as many people as possible out in the space, and then we also have some upcoming stuff, and we'll be sharing the movies for West Wednesday in February, the movies that I was actually featured in, a documentary, and I was featured in when I went to New York City. So we'll be sharing that as we get closer to that date. But I'm just trying to do things differently, because especially when the 20th hit, we're going to have to rethink a lot of things and do a lot of things differently. I mean, it's a shame, but we got to do what we got to do to make sure, number one, that we are safe. Number two, that nobody's going to knock down our movement, or, try to do some foolishness, because, there's always foolishness out here. And we're not trying to step in anybody's trap. So just trying to make sure at the end of the day, safety is first. That's always been my biggest important thing, has always been safety. So just making sure that we're taking care of each other and taking care of ourselves. And during this time, like, we need to show our own self-love, like, take care of yourself. Like, if you don't take care of yourself, guess what? You can't take care of no one else. It is important that, we get the proper amount of sleep. It is important that we eat the right things. All of that plays a role into our whole entire body. And I just want us to take care of ourselves from the top of our head to the bottom of our toes. We have to really make sure that we are okay in our mental space and everything. And if you need to seek counseling, if you need someone to talk to, I ask that you not suffer in silence. Like, reach out. All it takes is a phone call. All it takes is a phone call. Make sure that you're safe and taking care of yourself. And if you need to sometimes step away, if things get us so overwhelming, even if it's West Wednesday or whatever the case may be, it is okay to step away. And I'll say that again. It is okay to step away. Because when you step away, guess what? You live to see another day. But when you're taking on so much stress, and that's not helpful, that's only harmful. So trying to make sure that no matter what you do, you're taking care of yourself first. And that's not being selfish. When you put yourself first, you have to, and these times it's critical. It is very critical that we take care of ourselves, because again, I'll repeat it, if we don't take care of ourselves, how can we take care of anyone else? We won't be able to get our loved ones' stories out. We won't be able to do anything. And just in memories of our brother Mel Reeves, I remember he died 2 years ago, literally on New Year's Day. He passed away, and this would have been the day of his funeral. We lost the king, and he was a big fighter right there in the town where George Floyd got killed. And the crazy part, Mel Reeves died from COVID in the hospital. He was on his deathbed, telling us some profound stuff and all that, fight from his deathbed, and he didn't even get a chance to see what happened to George Floyd, because guess what? He would have been the number one fighter there fighting for George Floyd. But for me to actually be able to meet this man in real life and give him hugs and be able to call him on the phone, and we chat, and he had a laugh that you would never ever forget. And I even had him on West Wednesday, I think, a few times, if I'm not mistaken. So, but just remembering Mel Reeves and sending love out to, his family, sending love out to all his friends, everyone that love Mel, because everybody knew Big Mel always say, we gonna win. I was just saying, we gonna win. Until we win. Till we win. That was all. That's how he always closed out things. Till we win. Till we win. That's how me and him would hang up the phone. If he was somewhere speaking in person, he had his big, spectacular smile, and like I said, always in closing, he'd say, "Till we win, till we win." So yeah, till we win, we're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep his spirit alive. And that's a good fight, fighting a good fight. So it's definitely worth it. I want to see if anybody else want to share anything or any questions, comments on this panel. And before we actually check in to see if there's any more additional comments, and then before we actually go to the sad list and things like that. Mic check.
Mic check. So, Tawanda, just so that you know, there's no national list today. I think they're probably getting things together. Haven't done a new list since the beginning of the year, so I'm guessing next week we may have a longer list. But I just wanted you to know that. The other thought I was having as you were talking about staying in the love and in the mindfulness of what the folks that we're going to be remembering and celebrating their gifts on the 600th West Wednesday. And one of the things I was thinking was that, you know, we are able to find all of these art things that they did and beautiful things they worked on, which, you know, it's sort of like them reminding us over and over again, still in our hearts, that we need to focus on what's beautiful sometimes. And they were doing that. I look at Tyrone's artwork and he noticed beauty in the world, and he did a really good job that he noticed people who he thought were strong. And you'll all see that when you come to the 600th West Wednesday. I feel very lucky to be able to be helping put together some of that stuff, and just looking at his work is amazing. So I encourage everybody to come.
Thank you, Ellen, for sharing those kind words. That is like awesome. Like, yes. And he was able to captivate like beauty, you know, beautiful things of the world, beautiful people. Like, if somebody, I remember a lot of my coworkers like, oh my goodness, your brother can draw. Can I pay him? And they was only paying him a couple of dollars. Like, literally for those masterpieces, they were literally giving him $20, and he was okay with that. He just loved being able to put that on a canvas and then like paint it and all that stuff, and like just express stuff. Like, literally, I remember him literally charging no more than $20, and he would use more of that, like buying the paint and the canvas stuff when he started doing before he actually made it. But yeah, he was amazing. So he definitely shared and captivated beauty. So I thank you, Helen, for highlighting that. So, Mike check, and I wanted to see if anybody else want to say or add anything additional to what Hillary just said. So, and just knowing that, like, and I just want us to kind of think about the beauty and talent that we all have within ourselves right now. Like, all of us hold different, like, talent, skills. And to me, I think, I always say that they're gifts from God. You know, everybody had that special gift that God gave only them, you know, and, you know, just to kind of spread who you are, and it speaks to your person, you know, your persona and things of that nature. Like, you know, like, what are you known for doing? Like, I'm just thinking about like Hillary, like she's always like a great communicator, and she can really bake. Like, I think about those brownies and her candy that she makes and stuff like that. And, you know, so yeah, we all like possess those different like special talents and blessings, you know. So And I think that's what keeps us going, even after we're no longer physically here in the physical form, but still just leaving that beauty on earth. Just having to be able to turn back and say, you know what? I remember looking at someone's artwork, or if, you had, like my grandmother, she could really cook up a dish. So every time I'm in the kitchen making pancakes and waffles, I'm always thinking about her. She's always there. Just having those like special skills that no matter what, those skills live on. So just keep that in mind as you are blessed with your skills and talents and things like that. And I think of our brother Analis, who really does a great, awesome job with spoken words. Like literally the poem that when I first met Analysis, I'll never forget, he showed up at one of my brother's commemorations, and he had a mask on because we were in COVID times, and he literally said, hey, my queen, I heard about your brother, I just had to be here tonight type of thing. And he said, do you mind if I share like a poem that I did for my nephew? My nephew, Abe was telling me his nephew's name. He was saying like how he was murdered by cops and he was suffocated as well and tased and all this stuff. He was tased, and I was like, wow. And when I say he got that mic on Kid's Way when my brother was killed, and when he shared that poem about his nephew, like my whole heart dropped. And just like anytime I hear him, do a spoken word and things like that, it's something that you'll never forget. So that's something that, wow, thank God he's still on earth and the physical, but that's something that'll always be known about his character, his poetry, things of that nature. And I also, now I'm thinking about him, I'm thinking about my beautiful sister, Paula, who would come, and she had the most beautiful voice. She would come sing at West Wednesday. Her and her husband Ramsey, they would actually come sing, and he would rap. And I always called them the modern day Jay-Z and Beyonce, because she had a beautiful voice. And her husband Ramsey would be rapping. I remember they had their first video that they put me on. Like when they reached out to me when I first met them, they were doing a big video, and I was like so blessed. And that was around the time when Freddie Gray was murdered. It was Justice or Else video, and it was so profound. And we brought the street signs out. But when I connected with them, I had to stay in contact with them because of the amazing work. And may she rest in peace, because we also lost her through COVID as well. A young, beautiful sister in her 30s, 2 beautiful kids, a husband. And I spoke to her husband, Ramsey. He said he's definitely going to come out to the 600 West Wednesday, and he's going to share a piece with us as well. So I'm definitely excited and can't wait to see my brother bless the mic and, that type of stuff. And then my brother's Sons of None, he's going to bless the mic as well. So I do know those two will be there to bless the mic. So I'm real excited about that. So wanted to check in again to see, Kalia, do you have any additional questions or comments? Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, we do, Tawanda. Adina joined us. She said, I'm mostly worried about... Oh, sorry. First one that she said was, yep, the shit is going to hit the fan after Inauguration Day. I'm mostly worried about the way law enforcement is going to act, how they're going to ramp up the nonsense. And she said Mel was a powerful force and a great speaker. I commented, that's a powerful tool against the violence we experience or witness, embracing beauty and celebrating strength. Descartes said, this 600th West Wednesday is going to be great. Adina said, yeah, it will. And rest in power, Paula. She was a beautiful person and soul. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, thank you, everybody, for sharing. Adina, you're absolutely right. And that's what I worry about. And that's why I'm trying to do things differently for West Wednesday to make sure that we, keep peace as best as we can, because we have someone that excited a whole entire riot, literally, a couple of days ago. I think it was the 6th of this month to be exact. But you actually had people climbing up the state capitol. Police officers were murdered. People, like, it was horrible. And for you to have this same person be able to come back and say, hey, we'll let you run the entire country. Like, this shows you what our mindset is. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, none of it makes sense. And that's what I'm starting to see a lot of that, like, I come across, makes no sense. Like, the stuff people do makes no sense. Like, I literally was riding the weekend with my daughter, and when I saw a car speed past us, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I just started engaging with her, talking about road rage, because he was literally speeding, then he started blowing his horn because the car who had the right, the truck who had the right of way, decided it was going to put its signal on as it should to get into the right lane, but it came up behind that truck, and I mean, was blowing to the point. I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope not happen. But I felt it in my spirit, and by the time we got up there a little further, I see the white truck pulled over, so I'm a little bit confused, and I see this white guy with a baseball bat in his hand. First I thought it was a sawed-off shotgun. I'm like, oh my God. I just clenched up, like, I'm ready to bust you in the middle of the street, because I got my baby girl right on his side where he has his weapon, but it was a metal baseball bat. And then it was like this teenage young black guy who had his window completely rolled down, face all out. I'm like, let me get the hell out of here. But stuff that you're saying like that, that's not even worth it. Like, is that worth someone's life? No, it's not. Like, so a lot of stuff that's happening nowadays, people are not thinking, they're just reacting, overreacting, and people are getting hurt. And then now with the 20th, it's going to get far worse. Like, it's just sad. Like, you can't even go and celebrate the new year coming in without a maniac saying, hey, you know what? I want to be a part of ISIS, or I just want to take people's lives, and you ride people over. Like, you rent a whole vehicle to murder people. Like, it is horrible. Like, literally, for me to see a man put a lady on fire in New York on a train for no reason, just to put her on fire, watch her burn, and then pretend that he's helping her, and then sit there and watch her burn again. Like, we're in real sick, real times. And then the saddest part, what people are doing is video. No one's helping. People are sitting back on their cell phones, this video, and then they putting the footage up there, not thinking about if it was your loved one, would you want to see your loved one get burnt completely up? Like, I mean, unreal images because one thing is for certain, two things for sure. When you see something horrific, unfortunately, you cannot unsee what you saw. And I'll repeat that. You cannot unsee what you saw. So every time I think of a person on fire, I see this horrible image of this poor, beautiful soul burning, and no one was helping. I said, oh, was it that one person to try to help? I found out that was the person that put her on fire. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But these are the times that we're in. And unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, we're going to see stuff even worse than that. But I just urge people, instead of you pulling out your cell phone, taking all this footage and putting it up there, and you're not helping. Like, that is just sad. Like, think about what if it was you. And I know in some cases, footage is, needed, because sometimes in most cases you can secure, charges in some cases, but just to actually just put it up there for people to watch and share is disgusting. But yeah, I've seen all that kind of stuff on Facebook, but yet they wanted to shut my page down saying some foolishness, and nobody was doing nothing violent, all because I had our beautiful sister, Crystal, that was sharing about her beautiful daughter, a leg getting killed in Brooklyn home, said nothing to incite a riot, said nothing violent, only said peace and love. And my sister Gina was on there as well, talking about her beautiful daughter as well. And they were building, two hurting moms, building and sharing love. And what Facebook do, they block me from going live. They're the reason why I can't video West Wednesday because of that. Like, that's sick. But yet you'll show someone getting burnt up on Facebook, someone getting murdered, rolled down. Like, it's sick. It's sick. But these are the real times that we're in, and it's only going to get realer. So we have to stick together. We have to stick together. Like I said, as a beautiful sister shared before, it is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Nothing. That's the only thing we're going to lose is our chains. That's it. That's it. So just keep that in mind as we peacefully navigate through the streets. But again, to keep on pumping up to 600 West Wednesday, share and share. Please share and make sure that you're in the building. Like, make sure that you're in the building. Like, you don't have to pay a dime. Just walk up in there. I hope you got one of them beautiful, amazing shirts on. Walk up in there. Even if you don't have a shirt on, just walk up in there. I can't wait to see you guys. Like, I cannot wait. Like, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I feel like, I don't know, I just really feel like this is going to be good. Like, when we had the 555, keep the movement alive, I was excited about that. And then I didn't realize so many people were going to show up for a motorcade. And it was like over 30-something cars. I was like, wow. And literally, no media showed up, nothing. And literally, someone crashed into our vehicle, one of our vehicles, literally way from the left lane. And it was carrying a person that claimed he was a prosecutor and a white Karen type of woman that got out yelling, and she did wrong, could have took our life. And I just thank God that it did not hit the vehicle that I was in, because I was standing up on top with my whole outfit. Like, I could have been injected out of the sunroof. I was, in the movement, singing on the mic, all that. So God is good. So a weapon may form, but it will not prosper. And I'll say that again. And it's not the West Coalition. This is Tawanda Jones. A weapon may form, but it will not prosper. So again, Khalid, I want to check in real quick to see if we have any additional questions or comments. Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, we have a few more. One from Medina said that wealthy white felons are treated very differently. I commented, exactly, especially when they reinforce the system, not questioning it. And Benjamin commented, and those cops just stood around. They could have put the fire out with their jackets. ACAB. Mic check.
Mic check, and I'm glad y'all mentioned that, because that was the biggest thing, that you had law enforcement officers watching a woman get burned up and did not, one chance, try to take their jackets off to put her out. It was just like, oh, we're watching. This is sad, and that's very disgusting. Very horrible. Very horrible. So, again, we all, like Boom say, we all we got. We all we need. So, with that being said, again, I want to see everybody out, as many of us as possible, at our 600 West Wednesday. It's going to be epic. This is one of the moments that if you don't be there, you can't get this moment back. Like, a lot of times in life, we let things pass us by that we can't get back. At one moment that you're like planning, they're saying, oh, I'm going to wait till this time, I'm going to wait till that time, and sometimes you might don't get that second chance. So just, I want to see everybody. Many people, as we said, again, we'll be in a nice warm space, so you ain't have to worry about being outside and cold, because we could have did something with it. We could have did like something outdoor, and we're thinking about you guys. We're thinking about all of us. We're thinking about ourselves. Nobody wants to be out there freezing, and this winter been wintering. I'll say that again. This winter has been wintering already. Like, being really cold with the snow, all of that. And we still got a minute to go, and I'm already over winter. I'm already over winter. So we got like, 87 days left? Like, a whole long time. So I know that Hillary said that we did not have a sad list for the national, but do our brother Brian have a list tonight? Mic check.
Mic check.
Yet we have one person tonight.
Okay.
to speak to. Um, and actually, I just want just before you go, I would just want to say that this is a person from. Actually, we just got his name. He's from last year on the 30th, but so far, for the first whole week of 2025, there have been no homicides reported here in Baltimore. So our first week of the year has been living in a better world. That we've managed to be part of a world where people don't kill each other, and that's you know that to me is just something to be celebrated and something to be carried forward and something to be talked about. Um, that we've managed to do that, and that people can do that, and that's our goal, and that's what we struggle for every time when we come out here. So if you want to do the disclaimer and take a moment of silence, and then I'll give us that one name from last year.
Okay, that's awesome. But I'm glad you shared that. And before we actually go to the sad list, and before I read out message, I just wanted to add my input. And this is not the West Coalition. This is strictly Tawanda Jones speaking. I find it interesting that, and I'm no, and let's be crystal clear, I'm no Marilyn Mosby fan, but I find it interesting that when she tried to get charges for Freddie Gray, even though she failed, didn't get damn one, but the fact that she tried, that's when the FOP, Lottie Dottie, and everybody turned up against her. And they pretty much just said, oh, y'all can live in the wild, wild west, do what y'all want to do. We not doing our jobs, even though y'all paying our salary. You guys are taxpayers. We're not going to do our job. Y'all can kill each other. And to me, that is the reason why that homicide number went up skyrocket high, because they abandoned us. And they probably participated in some of the homicides that are unsolved. So, that's my opinion on it. And then now it's like, oh, we got Ivan Bates in office, we got this plan. Oh, now we're going to do our jobs, and now the numbers are low. They could have been low. Do your damn job. Nobody wants to do their job. That's the problem. It's like, it's just so sad. And this is how dirty this system is. That's why I say we need to knock it down and build it back up. Because it is so dirty that the police themselves. And when they don't want to do their job, they don't have to. When they want to murder us and get away with bloody murder, they get away with it. They get away with it. That's why those murderers went up in Sonia Macy's house, and he told her before he did what he did with his racist self, I'm gonna shoot your freaking effing head off, and did what he did. That's why they feel so bold and so empowered and comfortable, because in their mind ain't nothing gonna happen to us. That is so sad. And then when we do get it with charges, they don't stick long. That's the longest I've seen for an officer to get charged was when George Floyd got murdered, when that officer got 20-something years. And that was only the work of the people that pulled together worldwide, baby. One fight, one cause, one purpose. If we pull together like that on all these messed up issues that they're trying to make as, oh, y'all did it, we're not going to do nothing. If we pulled together, we'd have been had some charges. There's nowhere in the world that. And I think about every time, and I urge everybody, and I believe it's an action happening on the 19th for Darnell Rochester. It's no way that this young baby should have been murdered by killer cops from the same district that murdered my brother, Northeast Police District, murdered a baby, and this mother still don't have no damn accountability. I don't still have no accountability. So again, these cops, and it's just cruddy. And it's just like I say, and the reason why I say cops, criminals on payroll serve. And that's what cops mean to me. Criminals on payroll serving. I said it, this ain't nobody, but me from the West Coalition. It's not the West Coalition. This is me speaking. And I can step away from the West Coalition and tell you how I feel. This is me unfiltered. Cops, criminals on payroll serving. That's what they are. And like I said, they let all the murders and homicide and they added to it. And then now everybody, now they want to do their damn job. Like, get out of here. And then now everybody, another thing, and I hate to be like swarming all around, but right now is legislation time. And right now in Annapolis, they are going after our babies. They removed Jill Carter, who used to fight like hell for them babies. We don't really have nobody fighting for them babies. Like for the juvenile justice system, they want to treat them like criminals, but you let grown men and women, they can go down suited up with their attorney for the Leah board. They can go suited up 30 days later. They don't get interrogated. They get an interview. These are grown-ups. And it's cool for that. But then you want somebody, 11-year-old son that might have committed a crime, to sit and talk to some grown detectives, some lying detectives that manipulate the situation, that'll promise a baby that's sitting there being interrogated for hours, that's hungry, that want to see their family. Oh, if you just say that you did this, even if you didn't do it, we'll take you to Burger King. We'll let you go see your mommy. We'll let you go see your daddy. And this is what they want. This is what they want. And keep in mind, when Freddie Gray was murdered, I've been told you guys a long time ago, who was at that front line throwing police at who was at the front line throwing rocks at the police officers? It was our babies. It was teenagers that was out there going hard, throwing water bottles, and I kept saying, oh my goodness, wow. And then when they said they weren't going to do nothing, I said, you know what? That's going to be their target, them babies. And sure enough, that's been the target ever since. They went from the squeegee kids to the teenagers doing this, the teenagers doing that. So again, you be your own conscious consumer. And I'll say that again. Be your own conscious consumer. Don't believe Fox 40 lies. Do not believe Fox 40 lies. Be your own conscious consumer, and you read and you find out what is going on before you start assuming what they're saying is the truth, because they will lead you up a dead end street. So again, you do your research and do your do your own research, and don't listen to anyone else, because harm will be set upon you because you're walking into a dead street believing lies, that something that you haven't did no research on, and you're just getting what they're saying. That, like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. So again, it's getting late. So my device is acting weird. It's not letting me pull up my wait a minute, let me see. I'm gonna try it one more time. I think it's just acting really weird. But I'm trying to pull up our non-disclosure. Give me 2 seconds, and then we will go into it. And if not, I will just say it as sometime often that I do without reading it, and then we will read. Thank goodness, the one name that happened last year. And again, it's always like Brother Brian said. It's always good news when we're not hearing. Even though one life is way too many for me, but it's always good that we're not hearing a bunch of names, because these are people, loved ones. These people are attached to families, so again, that is always, always good news when we get that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just glad that we have one, and then I'm scared to embrace the list that we're probably gonna get, like, on the national list in about a week, because every time we miss a week, we come back with like 40, 50 names. So we're in sad time. So I can't find my list, so I'll just say it. And then we'll take 1 minute after that, and then we'll go into our Brother Brian Community Sad List. It is the duty of the West Coalition to not only seek accountability for my big brother Tyrone West, but to seek accountability for all victims of police brutality. The names that we read come from national and local outlets, and we know nothing about anyone involved in any of the situations of the names that we read. So please don't judge us. We're doing it, and we're coming from a place of care. We believe in mediation, because if you can always sit down at the table and you could talk about something, that gives you the option to walk away. That gives you the option to agree to disagree, and no one gets hurt. So we also advocate for peace all the time. So again, we don't know anything, none of the circumstances surrounding the case, but we're not here to advocate no type of violence whatsoever. And almost going on 600 weeks, we have never advocated for violence. We always believe in peace. I always say live to love to live. I love you all, always coming from a loving place. So again, just keep in mind that whether it's one name, 100 names, the names belong to a family. The families belong to a community, and they are, when something like that happens, whether you get a phone call or no phone call, but once you learn the horrible news that your loved one was snatched from murder, whether it was by law enforcement officers or community violence, murder is murder, and it's very devastating. It's not an act of God, and it's very sad. But the difference between police brutality and community violence is, unfortunately, in most of the cases of community violence, they be unsolved. We don't know who, did these crimes, but once we find out and they prosecute these cases, they prosecute the killers to the fullest extent of the law. But in police terrorism, they don't do the same thing. They forget how to prosecute. They don't do none of it. And if we get any charges, we barely get any charges. So that's the big difference. And we know who they are. We know what they did. And they flaunt in our face, and they get qualified immunity. So that's the difference. But at the same time, even though we know the difference, we still fight for the same thing. We still fight for community violence. We still fight for police brutality, because, as I believe, it's all connected to the highway of health. So with that being said, live to love to live. Let's take 2 minutes of silence, even though we know 2 minutes isn't enough. The time now is 8:02. At 8:04, our brother Brian will come on with the sad list. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
All right, thank you guys. The time now is 8:04. It's all yours, Brother Brown. Mic check.
Mic check. So on December 30th of 2024, Kyrie Williams, a 26-year-old black male, was killed in Baltimore. Since that day, we are not aware of any other homicides in the city of Baltimore. And for those 8 days, we've had a better world. And I would ask that all of us pray and work to continue that streak going on. And to make Kyrie the last person that we have to memorialize here. Thank you.
Thank you. That was well said, Brother Brian. Thank you so much. In our heart and prayers and thoughts and positive energy goes to his family, because no one should have to bury their loved one due to murder. No one should have to ever do that. So again, remember, live to love to live. I am excited, guys. We're almost at the 600 West Wednesday. Next week will be 599. Like, oh my goodness, we're getting so close. Like, so close. But remember, live to love to live. I love you all. And unfortunately, the way we brought you in with this video, that keeps on bothering me week after week. For 598 weeks, this video has bothered my soul, because not only is Ruiz still working, he's married to Michelle Battle. Michelle Battle is the reason why my family can't get any charges secured from the prosecutor's office, Ivan Bates' office, because Michelle Battle, who's married to Ruiz, is a state prosecutor, and it's a total conflict of interest. But that is disgusting. And remember, justice delayed is justice denied. Every year, every moment, every second that you keep my family, and not only my family, our families, away from accountability, you are denying justice. And that is sad, and that is sick. But please watch this video, take careful notes, because remember, if you see him, he's unhinged. He's a very dangerous. This is one of the 17 murderers that murdered my brother. I wish that this video was out back in 2013 when my brother was murdered, because my brother might have would have recognized this guy, this maniac, this unhinged maniac, and he would have called 911, just like Darrell Harris did. But he had no idea he was in a murderous predator hands. Had no idea. So guys, be careful. If you see him, proceed with caution. Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life. And Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No, why you want to talk to me? Why would you say that?
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salon vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working and working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.